Hey guys, I'm back here again with a little update on the ExReal Crawler kit that I got from Integy a couple weeks ago. I guess it was a week ago. I haven't had it that long. It's a little update, but it's a lot of progress. The chassis is pretty much finished. And I'm going to reiterate what I had said originally about this kit not really being beginner friendly. And I just mean, if this is your first ever time trying to build something, you're going to have a bit of a struggle with it. The directions aren't as clear as they could be. They're okay, I mean, obviously, because I'm not that fucking smart, and I got the thing put together. But, if it's your first attempt at it, and the price appeals to you, and you pick this thing up, it could turn you off from building RC car kits, if you're not pretty mechanically inclined. Because that small hardware and this really hard plastic is pretty hard to deal with. I want to recommend you get a 2.6 millimeter tap. It may be a 3 millimeter tap. The 3 mils weren't as bad, but the 2.6s were a cocksucker. I said I want to recommend it, but I'm not going to, because if you pre-thread that plastic with them little tiny screws, it might not hold strong enough. Because them little tiny screws hold them axle tubes onto the diffs. There's 2 on the front and 2 on the back. They have 4 screws in each of them. I use a pretty decent hex driver, and I had to force, I mean, with all the strength I could get out of these 2 hands, to keep pressure on that to keep it turning so it wouldn't strip them screws. And when you're holding the part in your hand and shoving on it with a screwdriver as hard as you fucking can with your other hand, you have a high probability of sticking a screwdriver in yourself. And that sucks. So, be mindful of that. I think the parts are pretty cheap. I think for myself, I might even order more axles for it and those tubes just to try pre-threading to see if that really makes a difference and if they're still hold strong enough. They should, but I don't want to give you bad advice and have you fuck your kit up. If you do try building this thing and you do fuck it up, I got mine from Integy.com, and they have every single part for this thing in stock. Everything. And I'd imagine you can go straight to 3 Racing on the interweb and you can find it there too. I'm sure they've got everything. It's good quality kit, good construction. The hard plastic is probably going to be a plus later on. I didn't like the shocks it came with. They looked awesome, but they were only 72 millimeter. It seemed pretty low for what I want to build. It ain't very redneckified if it's belly dragging. So I ordered some Hot Racing 90 millimeter. These are just air shocks. They look pretty cool. They have a real heavy shaft. Here's a picture of them. Thick, short shaft. Not a lot of stroke. If you watch that, look how slow they are to rebound. That's a little odd, and I don't know how that's going to work out on the trail, but we're going to find out. There's no oil in them. They're just air shocks. They come with a lot of hardware and spacers and 3 different settings for springs to put inside them. They're really pretty simple to get together and onto the truck. They jack my ride height up quite a bit, which it looks like it might have affected my steering angle a little. Not real bad. I gotta grind my inner beadlocks too. My steering's not going all the way. It's biting up a little bit. The front hubs are built with adjustment screws in them. So you can loosen them screws and you can turn the hub to correct your steering ratio when you do stuff like adding longer shocks like I did. That's a really cool feature. That is my favorite part that I have found of this whole build so far. And now I've got it out here in the cold, I can see clearly that I'm going to need to get foams for those tires. Those are the stock tires mounted on Integy aluminum wheels. They're a high mass wheel. They got a heavy steel ring on the inside that creates a beadlock. I really like them. I've used them on the Trailcat also. They're just a different design, but basically the same thing. I don't know. That's about all I wanted to say for now. I think I can throw my 3 Racing instruction book out the window. I got it this far, but from here on to mount my Cadillac, the wheelbase is just about right for me to start hogging this thing out, which that's another plus for putting the longer shocks on. My ride height got quite a bit higher, but it also shortens your wheelbase at the same time. I'm getting to a point now where I can hack the wheel wells out and cut the front bumper off. I'm going to fabricate something on there, front and rear bumpers. I think I'm going to mount the body high enough that all the electronics and drivetrain and stuff is low enough profile in here. I'll be able to do an interior in this truck, which is something I've never really done before. I'm getting into a lot of the new parts of the scalar hobby. That'll be a nice project for me to start tinkering with this weekend while the weather sucks dick, because it sounds like that's what's going to happen. Another issue I got with my raised ride height, what they give you for a servo arm is probably, that's not going to work. I might do a bent link like I did on the Trailcat to get up closer to that servo when I get it in there. That's it for now. Beware of that hardware. It's not a bad build. If you're experienced, you'll enjoy the hard part. I did. Now we're at the point where I'm going to just do my own thing from here forward. And then before too long, hopefully before the snow comes back around again next year, we'll get running video with this thing. I'm not expecting it to be overly capable, but you never know. When I start building shit myself, anything can happen. Have a good day.